Good morning. Today is not a great day for me, so I'm going to start by reading this email that I think pertains to I'm about to discuss with you today. Dear Coon, aka Honestly Speaking, I find it amazing how a black woman that's married to a white man living in West Palm Beach in sunny Florida can know anything about the hood. I find it very disrespectful that you think the hood is just filled with thugs and criminals. You should really do more research instead of sitting on your chair all high and mighty judging others. My response to you is this. My name is Michelle. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, to a drug addict mother and a prostitute. I have no idea who my father is. My mother left me in a hospital. Through the grace of God, I was put in foster care. At the tender age of 4, I was taken out of foster care by my mother illegally. From the age of 4 to 9, just let me tell you, I wasn't a lucky kid. I was running cocaine from one building to the next from the age of 5 to 8 years old instead of going to school. But I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. Last night, 2 police officers were shot in South Bronx on 184th and T-Bout Avenue. And 184th and T-Bout Avenue is where my life began. When I got taken out of the group home and put into a foster home, it was on 184th and T-Bout Avenue. 2364 T-Bout. And on 2364 T-Bout, I carried guns, I sold crack, I fought, I stood on the corner like it was my shift from 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night. Everybody and their mama knew not to step on my corner. Why? Because that would be your tail. As far as me sitting on high and mighty, sweetheart, and to everybody else that feels that way, I was born and raised in the ghetto. I'm what they call a thick piece of steak. I may look good, but I'm a tough chew. Don't let my standing in life right now fool you. Because just a year ago, 1 year ago, I was on T-Bout. I was selling my crack. I was selling my weed. Okay, the police came and told me to get the hell off the block. Because with my presence, it was a higher drug activity. Cops kicked my door in, dragged me out of my bed at 5 a.m. in the morning for cocaine possession. So you tell me why I don't know about the ghetto. The very block that I grew up on that I love with all my heart because of de Blasio, because of Sharpton, because of people too irrational to make decisions that are better for the people and not just for themselves. I sit here today and I pray for the lives of those 2 cops because I myself was one of those people. A year ago, I would tell a cop to kiss my ass in a heartbeat because I was breaking the law and they were hindering my progress. Okay, I've had Section 8. I've been on welfare. I was one of the people that I'm talking to right now. I'm no better than anybody else. I just found a way out. I found something that I loved more than the streets, and that was myself. Regardless of where I came from, regardless of what has ever happened to me, and trust me, a lot has happened to me. I never let my past or my environment define me. Even when I was breaking the law, I was the best at it. The cops couldn't prove anything, and I didn't give them a reason to come looking until I got cocky. I did my time in prison, and while I was in prison, I learned something, responsibility. And how did I learn that in prison? This is how I learned it in prison. A crackhead told me. I asked her, I said, crack is like the worst thing in the world. What happened to you that you would get hooked on such a powerful drug? She was like, ain't nothing happened to me. I just felt like getting high. I know how people say, oh, my mama did this and I was raped and I was that. None of that happened to me. I had a great childhood. I just wanted to smoke crack. Now, as far as me being a coon, I could be whatever you want me to be. But I know the streets. I know what goes on in these streets. I know that these people need opportunities that they're just not getting. And as far as me being a traitor and not understanding, I understand, darling. I understand 100%. I understand how it feels to get up in the morning and not know where your next meal is coming from. I understand to get up in the morning. I understand what it feels like to get up in the morning and walk past your competition every day. I was the only female drug dealer in my neighborhood, which meant I had to be 10 times more vicious than the next man. But never once has it ever crossed my mind to pull a gun on a cop. Now that that is done, what do you think is going to happen? Where do you think these cops are heading next? 184th and T-Bout Avenue is one of the hottest drug blocks in New York City. You go to New York, you ask somebody where they could get good crack, they're going to send you to 184th and T-Bout. Now that the police presence is going to be so heavy, what are you going to do now? You have no choice but to find another way. The block is hot. Literally, the block is hot. And I know what it means to be hot on the block. It's messing up your money. You can't think straight. And I know my people on this block is like, okay, who did this? I'm talking to the landlord of the building. He's sending me shots of this. People, we got to do better. There's nobody better than the next man in no way, shape, or form, not even in race. But just know, I'm giving you a little piece of me so you can understand. I'm not bashing you. I understand. I'm trying to give you a way out. So if you want that way out, if you want a better life, it's up to you. You can't blame the block anymore. You can't blame society anymore. Trust me, I could blame society for a lot. But at the end of the day, I have to take hold of my own troubles. I have to be prepared to deal with whatever strife I put out there in this world. And people, we can do better. If we want to change, we will. Again, my name is Michelle. Everybody else calls me Honestly Speaking. I'm introducing myself to you so maybe you'll understand where I'm coming from. I'm coming from a place of love because I know there's only two things that can happen in these streets: death or jail. I already went to jail. I almost got killed. I don't want that life anymore. And I don't want anybody else to feel that way. You are capable of doing whatever you want when you want, in the most positive, most beautiful ways. Trust me. Trust me, you can do it. Look at me. Nobody thought I'd live past 25. I mean, I had at least 5 or 6 fights a day. Okay, I fought men, women, whoever asked for it got it. And that was before I even became a gang member. So change starts within. You can look every place else for this change that you want so bad, but it's not going to happen until you change yourself. Good day and God bless.